silakan bertanya. Wow, ini sudah ada pertanyaan. Okay, everyone, I will start with the Q&A. Hang on. Okay, let's start. So, how the shares are divided in the startup? Michael?
Yes, Georgina, I'm here. I will be happy to answer any questions, please. So, first question.
How the shares will be divided in the startups? For example, if the startup consists of more than one, usually startup is not one person, you know, it's usually have some participants.
Absolutely. I would love to answer this. So first of all, startup, it can be one person, can be 4, 5. It's the maximum actually that it's approved by Ghanaian government to have 5 partners in a business or 5 shareholders. And very important point is that the requirement is each shareholder have to have a minimum of 10% of shares of each startup, okay? And in total, whole group, if this will be 2, 3, or 4, or 5, they're supposed to have a minimum of 50% in total for the new startup. So usually, I just give you a little bit more background. Usually we have startuppers in one startup, have 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5. It's everything depends what kind of background people have and who and how they can help to this particular startup. Sometimes we have people who have already founder who actually he brought the business and he looking for some investors to join the club, to join the business portfolio, and to help him to run the business. And it's very important. The point is to help to run the business. That means if, let's say, we have a co-founder who already actually started some startup and he needs maybe accounting, or he needs maybe IT developer, or he needs maybe let's say CFO in a company. So actually, let's say if you are the accounting, you can be the CFO of the company, right? If you are, let's say, IT professional, that means you can be actually the CMO of the company that help to build to develop, let's say, this particular startup or this particular app. Okay, so next question.
Yes, what are the types and size of the startup that will be good for this program?
Okay, it's very big question and it's simple question. So what kind of types of the startups? You know, for our 5 years of the experience, we saw so many types you cannot imagine. We started with the IT technology, with the medical devices, with the agriculture, with some biopharma, with some applications for the iPhones, with educational platforms. Lots of those. Okay, and now what is the size? We saw some of the startups came to our company that the evaluation of the company started from $300,000 and finished with the $10 million, right? And it's still startup. So it's everything depends what kind of startup it's come, but they're all welcome. But the most important criteria for the approval, the startup have to have a very innovative idea that it's not exist in Canada or done differently, that actually have a strong IP, intellectual property, okay? And very important, they will understand that it's not a gas station, or this is not some shop, okay, or let's say hairdresser whatsoever. It's not, okay? So it's not exactly, this is not the startup that actually would be validated in a startup visa program, okay? So the most important is the innovation. This is the most important word, okay? So how we choose if this is innovative enough or not? We would like to have a CV. We would like to have of the each individual. We would like to see their IP strategy. Maybe we will understand what they're doing, or if they have an idea that actually we can bring into the market, we will help them. Not a problem. This is what we do. We do from A to Z. That means we're taking your idea, we're working with you on the idea and developing actually into the business. Innovative business enough that will be proven by Canadian professionals that it's industry standard, very high, can be very high potential to start this business in Canada and continue business in Canada. Now, sometimes, as the government said, that if your startup will not succeed, and they understand it's only 1% of all the startups can succeed and actually can do the exit. So we work with the government officials, we work with the professionals, we work with the lawyers, we help you with incorporation, with everything what possible to do. Okay, so it's not really size or what kind of size of the startup. Can be started from the idea and can be already implemented and started to make first $1,000 per month. Okay, it depends of the criteria. This is why actually the government made 3 stipulated designated organization. One is this is the incubators. It's for the seed idea. That means it's for the start. Second one, it's for the angel investors. This is the when your startup already makes sense. Okay, already start to develop some product, or maybe your startup already developed prototyping or MVP. And angel investors usually how they look, and they will look in the product, and they will see, okay, the product is great, but who's the people behind it? What is very important. So we're trying to, our job is to try to approve them, try to work with them, and to make sure that you will be polished, your pitch will be polished, and everything will work out successfully. Okay, so and then the angel investors will invest together with they will give you a letter of support, and as well, if they see that this is potential very strong business, they will invest minimum of $75,000 Canadian dollars into the business when you will arrive to Canada, okay, under a work permit or under the permanent resident, because there is a possibility to have a work permit before to have a permanent resident under the same program, what is very, very interesting. Okay, then we have another category that we could talking about VCs and venture capitalists. Usually if they see the project that it's already makes sense, that they already have a all very strong IP, that it costs lots of money, a valuation very, very high in IP, but the company doesn't make money, it's okay. But or they will look maybe for some company that already start to generate some income, and they see how they can help with the investment into it. So usually they will invest minimum of 200,000 Canadian dollars into the business when they will approve this business together with the issuing of the letter of support. Okay, yes, Georgina, I think I answered more than one question.
Mike, yes. If you just allow me to add for a moment, that the reason why you travel the world examining startup opportunities is gives you an idea of what is the full gamut of people working in this field. Now, what Bill Gates once said, and that's a famous guru in the Silicon Valley, What he fears most are two young high school students working in a garage who have an idea. Look, you may or may not have an idea of your own. You have a desire to see if you can get a Canadian residency. Let us do some of the work for you. We'll see if we can pre-qualify you in terms of telling us a little bit about yourself, your wife, your family. Let us know if you've been in business, if you have a website. You don't need all that education, but if you have some education, let us know about it. And let us see if we could fit you into one of the programs we're now working on. Now, it's amazing how if you've been working on something, the idea that we might have to give you will be somewhat different to be of sufficient inspiration for Canada. And I've seen opportunity. There's no reason, if you're an effective communicator, if you enjoy living, if you want to make the move, if you think a second passport is something you'd like to have, all we're prepared to do is help you. Now, we have a product that will qualify you. We know how to get you qualified. That part will be up to us, which is why if you try to do it on your own, the government says, good luck. It's not going to work. So we have a role to play. We have a product that we could offer you. And while it's not an immigration part, we're doing the immigration work. You will be connected to immigration people after. But in the meantime, we offer you a permanent, irreversible residency. And that's something that nobody else can do, risk-free. We'll either guarantee you success or money refunded. That's a pretty good deal if I've ever seen one. So I haven't seen Michael return one in my 5 years with you, Michael. And this is just an amazing program. It is the best business program I've seen yet that Canada's ever offered. And I've been involved in quite a few. So when I hear Anastasia present the program, I'm more and more impressed because that young woman was a candidate for startup visa herself. She and her family then qualified into the program, liked it so much, she became the marketing manager to help others understand the benefit of the program. That is what this program is all about. So you let us know what you think you want to do. If you have an idea you don't, let us help you work on that idea. Georgina, all you've got to do is bring them in, and we'll be very helpful.
Thank you, Mr. Gary WEINER, for the explanation. Okay, let's jump on the most critical part, which is how much APS will charge for the whole process. Should I answer it?
Sure.
You are, Georgina, in your hand. Yes, of course.
All right. Okay. So for the whole process, APS will charge around 175 Canadian dollars for the applicants, for each applicant. If you have a startup already, if you already got a startup, they will evaluate first. They will check first. Okay, there will be if your startup is good, is doable, you know, we will give you like a special offer, something like that. But we cannot mention here, you know, until we examine your startup. That's all I can say at this moment. Okay, this is related to your previous explanations. There are some questions related to the, you know, if the startup fails, you know, is it possible to apply for the program, to reapply? And also another is related, you know, if the startup did not go as expected as Canadian PR, do we allow to apply for a new job? Okay, this is related to, I mean, maybe you should explain, is there any chance of the startup to fail, but fail in which process, you know? Yeah.
Absolutely, Georgina, absolutely. So lots of people trying to apply themselves, okay, and trying to succeed themselves. They're trying to apply directly to the business incubators or angel investors and VCs. And this is why in the beginning of my speech, I said that thousands and thousands application people trying to apply by themselves, but the problem is that they don't know really what need to be done. And usually these organizations will not even look at those files and not even check those files because they have thousands. They don't have even capacity to check so many files, what people actually submitting. So everything have to be submitted by the North American standard, first of all. Second of all, this is what we actually do. This is why we help to each customer to apply correctly and to make sure that they will go through. And actually, we will review. First of all, we will review all the paperwork and we'll review your business criteria, etc. Because we did hundreds and hundreds of those applications. We really knows how to do it. Yes, the startup can fail, of course. Everybody knows that the startup can work maybe a year or two and then fail. Why? Because there is a lot of different criteria. But what is important is that the government, if you already applied by startup visa and you already applied permanent resident and the business failed, the government will not take away your permanent resident. It's irrevocable and it's federal. What is very important that you can do your business in any province and live in different province and do business in different province. It's possible as well. All right. Now, what is important is as well, you're saying if we fail at the first processing, it is possible to reapply of the program. Look, it's everything depends what you do. You fail with us. It's one question. It's everything depends who you are. Are you essential? Are you not essential in the business? There is lots of different criteria to it. Okay. Now, yes, definitely, yes, possible to apply, but how to apply? Because if you already applied once, you know, the government not stupid. They understand very straightforward that you try different ways to come to Canada. And if you apply, let's say you apply on one business and then you want to apply on a different business, it's a big question mark, right? Because government will see your application, they will match your application, they will understand your name that is there, and will be lots of different consequences. And this is why we're here to help you from the start to finish, not to make mistakes. And it's a big deal. It's very, very, very important. Okay. Now, in this case, as I said, we are APS Global Partners. We are the company that actually help you to apply, first of all, to pre-screen your business, then to apply your business, to work together with the designated organization, and to make sure that you will be coachable, teachable, and ready for the application, and then to get you towards the letter of support with the designated organization, and to make sure that you will be compiled and you will be approved. Okay. So another question, Georgia?
That's our rule, Michael. That's your rule.
Yeah.
That's what you do, and do it best.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you. I can see here another questions here. Yeah, I already answered. There is Alfredo Garcia asking, we already have a product in, is Canada have a market for our IT solution product, or chance for startup tech company to enter Canada market? How? So we can collect funds and go to this startup visa program. I didn't understand the last part. I understand the first part.
If the company can be transferred to Canada and be able to add additional financing. So we should know what the company is, what he does, and
yes,
we'll have a look. Absolutely, Alfredo. That's exactly what we can do. You let us know what you're doing. You have a website, I suppose. We'll be very happy to look into it. Just drop us a note with your website. If you have a CV attached for you and your wife and your family, we'll get back to you probably within 48 hours and give you a good idea. I'm sure there must be a way to do it, especially if you have something innovative you're working on right now.
Yes, absolutely. And actually, how we doing this? If you have already product and it's already working, and you have a prototype, we can check your back end as well with our IT professionals, and we will say we will see if this is innovative enough that actually can enter the Canada. Definitely, we can help you without even question to maybe to even upgrade or to do some pivot from this, let's say, particular product what you have, to pivot to the other business whatsoever. Now, about the collect funds and go to the startup visa program, of course you can collect funds, and the and as well, if your product already well developed and something really unique, there is a possibility that actually angel investors will invest in you as well after for $75,000 minimum. Okay, what is great, all right? Plus, when you already become a Canadian, then it's much easier to actually to get funded as well for the long term, because usually Canadian entrepreneurs, Canadian investors, they really don't like to invest in a company that it's from overseas and it's not Canadian. That means they will invest maybe in a company that is overseas, but the point is they want to see who is behind this company. If you are not Canadian or you don't have a permanent resident, then it's big question mark, because the money in a jumbo, right? So we don't know. Okay, let's go more. How big is the market for consumer goods or spare parts in Canada? We have a software warehouse that we want to market there. Is there market good in Canada? Of course, there is a big market. And actually, what I wanted to say is, yes, there is a big market, but to come to Canada, yes, we will help you and we'll work with you on a strategic point how to come to Canada, okay, under your startup. Second is, yes, you can work from Canada, and this next market is US, right? So actually, Canadian startup visa program stating like this, that you have to come to Canada to become to be innovative, and actually you can scale in a global market. That means you can come to Canada, live in Canada, build your business in Canada, run your business in Canada, and then export to different country. There is no problem. Welcome. Okay, this is what everything about. Okay, next.
Michael, sorry, I
Michael, if they want to
interrupted.
write us individually, we have an
Yeah.
email that's attached, and all they have to do is either put Jerry or Michael at startupcanadavisa.com, and it'll come to us individually or to the group. You see, it's called, you have info at startupvisa.com for general information. If you have specific questions, you can either put Jerry, GERRY, at Startup Canada Visa, or Michael at startupvisa.com, or Anastasia, and we'll be very pleased to respond, usually within the same day, but sometimes even a phone call to follow up. But in any event, we'd be very pleased to hear from all of you and individually, and that's what we do. That's what has made this program what it is, and it's made the 5 years an absolute joy to behold.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Michael, allow me to read this one question.
Yes.
From Michael, from my friend. Hang on, I lost it. From my friend, this is Manish Kidwani. He's Indian descendant but Indonesian national. Hi everyone, I'm keen to explore whether you have any edutech players that I can join forces with, since I have already have an ongoing edutech development.
Yes.
Agritech.
Edutech.
Yeah, I know
Okay.
this person, you know, is my friend. I know him personally, and he runs a university for the finance accounting, but he has a startup related to the education. Yeah, another
That's amazing.
startup.
Well, Canada is an agritech nation, so sure. We have a lot of agriculture technology in Canada, so we should know more about the company. And as Anastasia quick to note, we're not guaranteeing anything, we'll be very happy just to examine the opportunity and allow you to make whatever decision you want to make. But I think
Yeah,
that's
we can help. Yeah,
with you.
absolutely. It will be very interesting to see.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, you can continue, Michael, to just choose.
All right, I will go very fast, yeah, because we have already 1 hour and 34 minutes already online. I think people would like to have a dinner or sleep or whatever. We just started our day and we have lots of things to do. But I would love to answer some questions here as well. One of the okay, all right. One of the requirements of the program is for product or service to be exportable. Canadian export to US easily. Most of the US brands are produced in Canada. That's right. Anastasia actually answered very nice answer. Now, what is it here? I just want to see here. Okay, I'm a co-founder in the Realty Metaverse, and our company that build and design projects in the Metaverse. If there is a possibility for our startup to enter Canadian market, of course, yes, we will we'll build universities, hospitals, marketplace in the Metaverse in our market in worldwide. But the lack of funding right now, APS can help to make it happen. Of course, we can make it happen, but the more, as I said before, we would like to see what you have, to see how we can help you. Second of all, if you're talking about the investments, I explained before that investment actually will come when you actually will be in Canada, at least officially. Okay, and this is very important for the investment investors here in Canada. Again, we have to explore piece by piece and to understand what you really have in your hands. Okay, what else? Our security is excellent. All right, well, no business. You're talking about the Anastasia. You answer all the questions. Hello, I can go home.
I'm trying to help.
Yeah,
you
I can
are.
see you.
But
Yes, absolutely.
Anybody that wants to write us individually, this is an individual personal matter. Drop us a note and you will have a response before the end of the weekend. It'll be our pleasure.
Absolutely. Yeah, here I can see one question on Q&A. If we fail in the first processing, if it's possible to reapply program, thank you so much. Yes, we have to work on it, and I think I already answered. And we already answered all the questions what we saw. Definitely, I will encourage you, all the participants, to write us directly, to write to Georgina, and she will send to us, or you can send to us directly at info@startupcanadavisa.com, and we will answer. CC Georgina. And Georgina, she is your direct agent who actually will help you to put all the stuff together, and we're working together very closely with Georgina. And I think we'll be happy to help you any kind. And we have right now already few projects that it's already pre-approved and waiting for their extra candidates, because we have some people that actually build it already projects, and they're looking for you guys as investors or as participants who can help to build the projects. But it's everything depends on your background, everything depends on your education, and depends what you would like to do. All right,
Michael, with your pre-approved, some of your pre-approved companies, if somebody's prepared to move in rather quickly,
yes,
it's a much more expeditious. It's a faster treatment because you already got some idea that's approved, and generally you can fit them in a lot faster. Usually the letter of support could take 2 or 3 months or 4 months, but I've seen you work on wonderful ideas, and even had one over the Christmas holidays that you managed to work in 3 weeks. Now, that doesn't mean you get to resident in 3 weeks. You get to letter support. And then it's up to the government bureaucracy allowing the full sum of the time it sometimes takes. But in any event, it gives you opportunity to learn more about the country. It gives you always much more opportunity to improve a language skill if that be necessary. And don't overlook the language skills of your children and the bright ideas they have. They've come through universities, they can challenge the world, and very often they can fit in and work into the program as well. So we're standing by. This has not been a business promotion. This has been informational only. And as I said, anything I've been doing is pro bono, and I'll be happy to continue to do so. So again, my joy would be in meeting each one of you individually if I had that opportunity. And if there's any one of you that care to drop me a note over this weekend, I'll be very pleased to respond. Thank you from Canada.
Yes, welcome. Okay.
And remember we're Commonwealth. We're a Commonwealth.
Yeah. So this is how we're going to do. So after, just give me time, maybe tomorrow or Monday at the latest. So I will.
Whatever you like.
Yeah, I will send you all emails, for follow up, and also there will be a recording. Anastasia will send me the recording, right? So just in case you want to listen to the recording, you're welcome. And also, if you have a startup and you want to, you consider to move forward, then do contact me, and then I will send you the documents like the questionnaires and and the preliminary documents for them to evaluate and examine your startup, and then set up a Zoom meeting one-on-one with you. That's as a for.
By the way, you could ask. By the way, Georgina, your folks can ask questions on this program, or on any other program, or on Canada in general. I'd be very happy and prepared to answer to the best of my skill. And with a database of people I know, sometimes I have to reach out. If it's a question about education, I'll reach out to an education specialist. If it's in the area of healthcare, well, I've worked half a century in healthcare. So I think that it's a beginning of a relationship. As people may want to get to know us. And the worst that can happen is they're going to end up with a startup visa and permanent irreversible residency in Canada.
Okay. So other questions, if you still want to ask questions, I will follow up with email and also WhatsApp, because here people all are, most of people, we do communicate by WhatsApp. So, and then you can ask directly the further question and I will answer it for you. And if I cannot answer the question, then I will forward it to APS, to Mr. GERRY WEINER or Mr. Michael SHRIBMAN, and then they will answer it for you, or Anastasia. All right?
Our pleasure, Georgina. Thanks for hosting.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
All right. Welcome to
it. Selamat malam, Bapak dan Ibu. Good evening, good night. And thank you for all the speakers, Mr. GERRY WEINER, Mr. Michael SHRIBMAN, and Anastasia for your time. And have a great
good evening, Anastasia. Good evening, Indonesia.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thank you too.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
All the best.